Okay, as promised, I'm going to finish this, the last two examples up in this video. It won't take very long. I just didn't want to rush my way through. So find the missing number. The problem I saw this time, so we have boys to girls isn't going to work this time. So let's talk about, to put in perspective here, let's say milk to Cheerios. Milk to Cheerios, milk to Cheerios. So in the morning, ideally, you like 12 parts milk and 30 parts Cheerios. But you get down there in the morning and mom's put 18 parts of milk in. So the problem here is 12 times blank equals 18. All right. It becomes a challenge because you got to find out a multiplication factor here. So if we go with our algebra skills, all right, let's put an x here for argument's sake. This would really become 12x equals 18. So I've taken 12 times what gives me 18, and I've wrote it as an equation. Using our algebra skills, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So those will be inverse operations. They cancel out. So then we have 18 divided by 12, and we get 1.5. All right, so it's a decimal factor. That's why I wanted to just have a little bit of time to explain that. So 12 times 1.5. So mom gave you 1.5 times what you wanted for milk, which is a horrific event in the morning when you have a morning routine. So that means you'll have to increase your Cheerios by 1.5. So therefore, 30 times 1.5 is how much you're going to need, and that gives you 45. So therefore, P equals 45. All right? So even with decimals, you just have to set up kind of your own little equation or ratio to figure it out. All right, last question. You earned $200 last week working 20 hours. I'm going to do this as a fraction this time just to mix things up. So $200. So the first thing, I'm going to put units in here so I can remember. $200 in 20 hours. How long? So how long? That means we don't know the time. So I don't know my time here to earn $550. Okay? So there's the unknown underneath. I'm going to put a variable in there. So I'm looking for X hours. All right? So I need to figure out, well, how much times more money did I make? So the equation would be 200 times my multiplication factor has to give me 550. All right? So let's write this as an equation. 200x equals, oops, I better not use x. I don't want to confuse you because I have x over here. So I don't want to do that twice. That would just confuse people. So let's use y. So 200y equals 550. I want to divide both sides by 200 because that's an inverse opposite operation. So my multiplication factor will be 550 divided by 200. Oops, 550 divided by 200. I get 2.75. All right. So that's my multiplication factor. I want to make 2.75 or 2 3/4 more. So in order to make 2.75 times more, I'm going to have to work 2.75 times more. So 20 times 2.75 will give us 2.75. So instead of a 20-hour week, I'm going to have to work 55 hours. All right, so there you go. That ends my lesson on equivalent ratios in lesson number 6. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask your teacher for clarification or for an alternate way to look at it. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next video.